Yeah, this is an interesting fight. We got Abdul Razak Alhassan taking on Jacob Malkoun, aka Mamba. The last time we saw Mamba fight was on another Robert Whitaker fight. It was UFC 254. He got starched in 18 seconds by Phil Hawes, and he is one of Robert Whitaker's main training partners. So you wonder if he's only 4-0, right? So prior to that, or 3-0, excuse me, coming into that loss against Phil Hawes. So you wonder if like the rushed debut was at all inspired by sticking him on the same card as his boy Robert Whitaker. But he's taking on Abdul Razak Al Hassan, who has had just a very interesting UFC tenure. I mean, he came out guns blazing, starched Charlie Ward, starched Sabah Hamasi twice, and then managed to starch Nico Price in a fight that was over before it even began. But then he ran into some outside of the UFC troubles and was out for 2 years. And upon making his return back, just hasn't had that same sauce that he had when he was going on that early run of his. He got bodied by Manir Lazez, no other way to put it. I mean, he came out hard, but kind of gassed early, and Manir Lazez was able to put it on him for the remainder of that fight. And then most recently in November of last year, when the Ox fighter, Cass Williams, came in as like a plus 185 dog. You and I called that one too, so a little pat on the back for the meatheads. But he got starched by Cass Williams in that fight as well. He managed to miss weight in both of those, so I'm a little bit inspired to see him make this jump to 185. But how do you see this one going down? He's the 35-year-old older fighter, new weight class, going up against the vastly unproven Jacob Malkoun. It's a strange one. Who you got, Malkoun or Abdul Razak Al Hassan?
Yeah, it's super interesting to see Tapology 1,000+ votes, 90% going with Judo Thunder on a 2-fight losing skid. Um, I think people are kind of going off his past, like you said. He had an insane, he was just mauling people, like just putting people out, and then had some hiccups outside the UFC, unrelated to UFC, and then going on this 2-fight losing streak, getting absolutely smoked by the Ox fighter. But then you have Mamba, which, like, 1 fight UFC, it's a loss, hasn't really shown much. I don't think people understand. He's training with Robert Whitaker, so I think people are sleeping on him a little bit. But I'm kind of with Tapology. I don't think he's proven anything, and just by knowing, Judo Thunder's past, and I think he's a little bit of a level above this guy, even if he is kind of washed up. But I'm kind of gonna be banking off that. Hopefully, his head's on straight. He gets into the game, and he keeps his chin tucked and doesn't get clipped. And he gets a nice, quick, easy finish and gets back on a win streak. At 35, he's got a few more tries before they're probably going to cut him. If he doesn't get a win here, he's probably cut, because it's not looking good for him. So I think this is gonna be a super interesting fight. Um, and the odds are a little juicy, to be honest. I wouldn't mind throwing a few A1 sauce dibbles at dabbles on this. But yeah, I like Judo Thunder for this one.
Yeah, I kind of see this as a side sizzle too. The minus 290 isn't ideal, but perhaps worthy of some dibbles and dabbles for sure against Jacob Malkoun. Because I don't know, I just don't see Jacob Malkoun as being UFC ready at this point in their career, or in his career rather. I think that he could definitely benefit from the regional scene and maybe work his way back up to the UFC eventually. I mean, he is only 25, but I see Judo Thunder, the jump to 185 being a good thing for his career. I can see this being like a here's Jacob Malkoun, Abdul Razak Al Hassan. If you can't beat Jacob Malkoun, then perhaps you're better suited in Bellator or elsewhere. But I see this as a 185 debut for Judo Thunder that ultimately will go his way. So, do you think Abdul Razak Al Hassan rediscovers that gnarly power and is able to shut the lights off of Jacob Malkoun, Phil Haas style, or do you see Al Hassan at 85 maybe having more of a gas tank and grinding out a decision?
Yeah, no, to be honest, I don't see this fight going past the first round. I think either Mamba's getting knocked out cold like he did last fight, or Judo Thunder's getting knocked out cold like he did last fight. I think this is gonna be a quick one. I think both their chins are gone. But I think Judo Thunder is the quicker, stronger, better fighter for this. So I got to go with the Tapology, bullish on the Brown KO.
100%, as mentioned, 90% going with Judo Thunder. Both the Meat Boys are as well. So we're going with Ghana's Abdul Razak Alhassan to get the W over Jacob Malkoun, aka Mamba. So let us know who you're going with down below, and check out these next few bangers.